Most partners had professional black-and-white portraits, but Moon's headshot was a soft-focus selfie. He wore a tomato-red polo and a grin that split open his face. I saved the high-res version to my desktop so I could analyze it at length, and charged onward well into the wee hours. Colleagues urged me to go home. They alluded to scientific studies about creativity and sleep cycles. I held firm. Night, I insisted, helped me focus. Sure, there were distractions, the mosquito-like buzzing of globe lights suspended from the ceiling, the erratic gargling of AC units, the irritable stirring of screensavers. But I loved staying late. The office transformed after dark. It assumed the austere chill of a holy temple. And then there was Josie. When I was sure everyone else had left for the day, I'd razor chat her, and, when obliging, she'd hit pause on her work to indulge in some light recreation. Poor Diego didn't have any idea of what took place in his office, on his desk, in his desk chair, and for added spice, in his egg. After, it was like nothing happened. She'd button herself up and march back to her desk. Later in the night, if her chat icon dimmed gray, I'd pad down the corridor to find her slumped and snoring at her keyboard. It would have been cruel to scare her. Instead, I'd stand close, clear my throat, and read out loud. Not to wake her, just to whisper. My latest taglines in progress. Good practice for client presentations. And intimate, in a way, like post-coital conversation, like cuddling. I took these opportunities to say other stuff, too. I paid compliments, or posed rhetorical questions, or tendered vague confessions. I confessed, for example, that sometimes, not often, I felt uncertain about my abilities. No, never as a copywriter, but as a future exec. Still, I knew I'd measure up when the time came. Strong leadership style, though not heartless. I'd keep a box of tissues on my cornered office desk. It would signal tolerance for vulnerability. In Josie's snoring presence, I'd sometimes touch on even more personal matters. Her boyfriend, for one. It nagged at me that I was party to, or a willing participant in, her infidelity. But hey, I wasn't the only one behaving badly. A gentleman compared to him, that's what she called me. Next to Moon, I belonged on a pedestal. It was 2 a.m. when, after much internal deliberation, I emailed him my final proposed tagline for Prostate. Even Josie had packed up for the night, but I felt no desire to head home. My apartment fridge promised only moldy leftovers. I'd find greater nourishment in Razorbeat's complimentary snack drawer. After a few sodium-heavy handfuls, I returned to my desk, though not before stopping by Moon's office. I wasn't exactly sure why I wanted to see it. In any case, the door was locked. When I stood on my tiptoes, I could just barely look in through a top strip of window, though the darkness made it hard to discern how he'd furnished the space, or even size up its square footage. I kept straining, even hopping a little, but the only thing I could see was my face in the reflection. I was finally about to pack up when I decided to watch the Smackdale ad. Just one more time. I was already quite familiar with the exhilarating high of seeing my tagline on screen. So I focused my attention on the lead actor's performance. Masterful, really, how he muscles through scenes with such composure. Then, at the end of the ad, he looks into the camera and does the unthinkable. He winks. A playful gesture, but he's not breaking the fourth wall for laughs. He's selling to the audience. He's selling that he sees what they see, that he feels what they feel, that he's effectively one of them. We are all everyday heroes, he's saying, with a wink.